This is SCGS 2021 paper for term 2. Okay, so for the first part of the paper, no calculators are allowed. Question 1, how many nines are there in 1 and 4 nines? Okay, in one whole, right? In one whole, there are 9 nines. So total, this is from your one whole, then plus your 4 nines. So that will give us 13 nines. Okay, so answer is 2. Okay, question 2, Anna had 5-6 kg of flour. She used 1/4 kg to make pancakes. How much flour had she left? Now take note that this fraction comes with units and this fraction also comes with units. Okay, so you do not take 1/4 times 5/6, but instead you either add or minus. Since we're looking for the amount left, we will minus. We will take the total, minus away what she used. Okay, lowest common multiple for the denominator is 12. So times 2 times 2 times 3. So answer is 7/12 kg. Question 3, express 13/7 as a decimal. Correct to 2 decimal places. This one we have to use long division. Oh, okay, calculators. Oh, yeah, not allowed. Okay, long division. So 13/7 means 13 divided by 7. You're going to introduce a 0. Okay, so, oops, sorry, it's a 1. 13 divided by 7, you can get 1. 1 times 7. So 13 minus 7, 6. 60. Okay, then you put a decimal place. 8 times 7 is 56. Bring down another 0. Now take note, how far are you going to do until? Now if the question asks for 2 decimal places, you do your working. You give it one more decimal place. So you do until 3 decimal places. Okay, so this is 35, 5. Let's do one more. So this is 7. 7 times 7, 49. Okay, we can stop here. Now, if you were to leave it in 2 decimal place in your working, you wouldn't know that behind is a 7, right? Because it's a 7, you're supposed to round it up. So 1.86 is your answer, not 1.85. Huh? Also, some of you may make the mistake of taking 7 divided by 13. Okay, it's not 7 divided by 13, but 13 divided by 7. Question 4 in the figure below. PRQ is a triangle. If PR is the base, what is the height? Okay. PRQ. Okay, now it's not very clear. Let me just... Okay, these are the lines you're looking at. Now, if that is the base, PR is the base, where is the height? Now, the height has to be perpendicular. You can see that there's a right angle there. So it has to be this one. Okay, so the answer is QT, which is 3. Must be perpendicular. The right angle is over here, not that one. This is the base, the yellow one is the base. So the right angle you have to use is over here. Okay. 5 pizzas were shared equally among 4 children. What fraction of the pizzas did each child get? Okay, so is it 4 divided by 5 or 5 divided by 4? So write this out this way. If you want to find one child, you have 4 children, right? So label down properly, then you don't get confused. Okay, four children, then after that you find one child. 4 children is 5 pizzas. 1 child, you're going to divide by 4, right? So it's 5 divided by 4. Simplify 1 whole and 1 quarter. B, find the value of 2/5 times 19. If you answer to its simplest form, okay, if you times 19, right, you don't times to the numerator and denominator, but only the numerator. So 19 times 2 is 38. 38 over 5, maximum you can get is 7 wholes. 7 wholes is 35 over 5. So you're left with 3/5. So this is the answer. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Mrs. Raja has 4 and 5/12 meters of blue ribbon. She has 1.5 meter more blue than red. How much red ribbon does Mrs. Raja have? Okay, so take note, we have blue. The blue is more than the red. So to find red, we have to find lesser, right? So you minus. Okay, so you're going to minus. Okay, new denominator, common denominator 12. So this will be 1 and 6 over 12. Take note that 5/12 cannot minus 6/12. So what we need to do is we need to convert 1 whole into 12 over 12. So it's like we are borrowing 1 whole here. We're left with 3. 12 over 12 plus 5 over 12, you get 17 over 12. Okay, so you actually took 1 whole, convert it to 12 over 12. That's why I added on to this 5 over 12 to get 17 over 12. So that I can now minus whole number minus whole number, fraction minus fraction. So I get 2 and 11 over 12 meters. Question 7, find area of triangle ABC. Where is the base? Where is the height? The base is here. And the height is here. Perpendicular. Okay, so let's find AB, which is the base. -12 minus 4. So this is 8 cm. Then we just take half times base times the perpendicular height, which is 9. So half times 8 is 4. So 4 times 9 is 36. Answer 38 square cm. Question 8. In the figure below, PQRS, this is a rectangle. SQWT is also a rectangle. Then you have TRW straight line. Find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so the area of the shaded part is actually half of this rectangle, right? Half of this rectangle. So because in a rectangle, if I have a triangle, right? Okay, so in any rectangle, I can have a triangle this way. The area of the triangle, right, will be half the area of the rectangle. So this triangle is actually half of the whole thing, which means that it's the same area as the shaded part. Now this part of the rectangle is actually the same as the area of this triangle here. Okay, so let's find this triangle here, which is half times base times height, half times 20 times 15. So this here is 150, which means that this here is 150, which also means that the shaded part is the same as this triangle. So the shaded part is 150. Okay, so this is the end of the first part, which is no calculators, right? Now for the next part, section C, calculators are allowed. Okay, let's move on to question 9. Mr. Tan had 2,850 apples and pears. After he sold 1/3 of the apples and 2/5 of the pears, he had an equal number of apples and pears left. How many apples did he have at first? Okay, you can do this in ratio and find common base, or you can do this using equivalent proportion. Equal number of apples and pears left. Okay, I'm going to use equivalent proportion. So in equivalent proportion, you have a fraction of something equals to a fraction of something, right? So whatever that is left is equal. So I need to find the fraction of the apples left, the fraction of the pears left. He sold 1/3, which means that what's left is 2/3 of the apples. He sold 2/5 of the pears, which means that 3/5 of the pears are left. So now because they say that the amount left is equal, so I can form this equation. The amount of apples left is equal to the amount of pears left. If you put 1/3 of apples equals to 2/5 of pears, that's wrong. Huh? The amount sold is not the same. Amount left is the same. So with equivalent proportion, we have to always make numerator the same. So common numerator is 6. Do not make denominator the same, okay? Because this is like saying 2 units of the apples is the same as 3 units of the pears. So you need to make the numerator the same, which is 6. So the first fraction, you times 3, so 6/9. The other one is 6 over times 2, right? So 6/10. And also make sure you write the A and a P, okay? A and P. Presentation, you cannot write 6/9 equals to 6/10. Mathematically, it doesn't make sense, okay? So 6/9 of apples is equals to 6/10 of pears. So with this, I can write my ratio, which is A to P. The total amount of apples follow the denominator, which is 9, and for the pears is 10. So if you read the question again, we have this 2850. That's the total. So 19 units is 2850. 1 unit, I'll divide by 19, which will give me 150. What are we looking for? Looking for apples at first. Look at this ratio. Apples at first, 9 units. This will give us 1350. You can use your calculator for this section. Okay, so answer 1350 apples at first. Question 10. Lina has some white, black, and red buttons in the shop. There are 360 white buttons. 1/5 of the remaining black. 1/5 of the remaining buttons are black, and the rest are red. If 2/5 of the buttons are red, how many buttons are there altogether? Okay, so for this, because they say 1/5 of the remaining, I'm going to draw model. So first, take away 360. This is white. Then we have remainder. Okay, remainder. I want 1/5 of it. Now, if you want, you can cut it into 5 units, or you can also redraw and cut this into 5 units. It's black. Then the rest red. If 2/5 of the buttons are red, okay, so this is 2/5 of the total. Okay, so take note that the red is actually 2/5 of the total. So since that is 4 units, right, what we can see is 4 units. I can change this fraction into 4 over 10 of the total. 4 here, changing it to 4 because rate is 4 units, which means that the total is 10 units. Okay, so rate is 4U. Total is 10U. And if you look at the model, right, red 4 units, then the black is 1 unit. So the remainder here is 5. So what is 360 if the total is 10U? So 10 units minus 5. So 5 units is 360. So 360 divided by 5, 72. Okay, 72 is 1 unit. How many buttons are there altogether? Now remember our total is 10 units. So 10 times 72. Answer 720. Okay, question 11. Figure shows 2 squares and a shaded triangle. Big square has a length of 6 cm. Small square length 2 cm. Find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so if this is 6, right? So let's label all the 6 cm here. Here, 2 is here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a rectangle. This is not the only way to solve this question. Okay, you may have another way, that's fine. Okay, so now I have a rectangle. This is 2 and this is 4. Okay, so 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so first the length of the rectangle is 8. Right, 8. So I want to find the whole thing. 8 times 6. Then now I label this A, triangle B, and triangle C. To find area of triangle A, half times 4 times 2. To find area of triangle B. So what I'm actually trying to do is I'll take the whole rectangle minus ABC to get my shaded part. So triangle B is half times 6 times 6. Triangle C will be half times 6 times 2. Now the total unshaded parts, or the total area of ABC, right, is actually 4, 18, and 6. Sorry, wait, no. C, the base of C should be 8, not. Okay, this should be 8. So half times 2 times 8. This will give us 8. So add them up. This will give me 30 square cm. Then the area of the shaded part will be the whole rectangle, 48, minus ABC, which is 30. So answer is 18 square cm. Remember to write your units. Okay, next question 12. Alex spent 1/6 of his money on a book and 2/5 of the remaining money on some food. His father then gave him another 30, and he had 6 more than what he had at first. How much money did Alex have at first? Okay, so for this question, first, they say of the remaining, right? Okay, let's draw the model first using this 1, 6. One six spent on books. For those that he spent on sheet. Okay, now 2/5 of the remaining money. Now I have 5 units in my remainder. I can easily take out 2/5 of the remaining. So 2 units for food. Okay, spent. This is the amount left. Then the father gave him $30. And he had $6 more than what he had at first. Okay. $6 less, and then he will have exactly what he had at first, right? So this $30 that he received is actually $6 more than what he had at first, which means that whatever he received is $6 more than what he spent. Okay, because whatever, if he has 3 units left, how can he have the same amount as what he had at first? He need to take back what is the amount spent, right? And whatever the father gave him is $6 more than that. So this 30 is actually $6 more than what he spent. So how much did he spend? 3 units. He spent 3 units. So this $30 is $6 more than 3 units. How do we find 3 units? We take 30 minus the 6, which is 24. So this part here is 24, and the father gave him $6 more than that, which is 30. All right, so now I can find 1 unit. How much did Alex have at first, which is 6 units? So we just times 6. Okay, so the answer is $48. Now the difficult part about this is to identify that, 30 is actually $6 more than 3 units. All right, you need to relate that whatever he received, right, is actually $6 more than what he spent. Okay, with that, that's the end of this paper. SCGS 2021 weighted assessment tool.